Good day, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Vise Squad, brought to you by Togens Fly Shop and Dr. Slick. This week, I'm going to tie a little Perdigon pattern. Had some different meaning to it this week for me, anyway. I don't think we've tied a Perdigon on. I don't think I have yet, anyway. But we'll get into that right now. So this is a size 12 jig hook from Togens with a 532 tungsten matte black bead. On the front, we're going to use some 70 denier UTC in black. We'll start that behind the bead. Get rid of our tag and work that down to the bend. For the tail, I've got it here somewhere. We're going to use a dark Pardo Coq de Leon feather. You can use pheasant, you can use all sorts of things. These Coq de Leon, they stay nice and stiff. So I've got 3 or 4 fibres there. And we'll measure them out about the length of our hook. And we'll tie those in so they stay right on top of that hook shank. We'll line those up. In there, snip them out. Next, I'm going to grab some. This is some small blue ultra wire. So I'm going to tie that in right on the top of the hook as well. And if you tuck the front end of that wire up into the bead, it kind of keeps it out of the way for you. So tie that all the way down to where our tail is. Now I'm just going to uncoil my thread by twisting it counterclockwise as we do. I'm going to create just a small taper. With these Perdigons, you don't want to have a big bulky body. That's not the idea of them. You want the nice narrow body, really streamlined. That's just going to hit that water and cut right through it and get right down deep. This is where you'd fish them. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll just leave our thread at the front there. Next we'll take that wire. And I'm going to do 3 turns, touching turns, and create a little blue butt on it. And then I'm just going to do some even spaced turns working forward. I'll capture that up at the bead. Nice tight wraps. I'm going to spin that out of there. All right. So at this point, I'm going to whip finish that off. And that'll be it for our thread. Put a nice whip finish in there. Reach in nice and tight with our scissors. Get rid of that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some bone dry here. I'm just going to do a very, very light coat of bone dry on there. Just making sure you don't really fill in between the wire. You want to try and maintain some segmentation. You can grab a bodkin and sort of spread it around. So definitely help with the durability. I think that it helps with the look of it too. So grab our light and cure that. Next I'm going to grab some Solarez thin. And I'm going to create just a little bubble on the back side of the bead here. Add just a touch more. All right, one more. We're gonna grab some of this Raid Zap in red. And I guess to sort of talk about the motivation behind this, we had a police officer killed in the line of duty in the city where I live earlier this week. Pretty sad that things have to come to that sometimes in today's world. I hold first responders and military in pretty high regard, so I think it's pretty important to make sure they go home. And when they don't, it's pretty sad. So you should be able to pick that UV spot up. All right, quick and easy pattern. Very quick and easy pattern. You can definitely use a thread, or pardon me, not a thread collar, a dubbing collar, if you want to make more like a Frenchy style. But I quite like these with the UV back on them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Very basic this week. We'll try and step up the game a little bit again next week. Thank you to our sponsors, Togens and Dr. Slick. Thanks to Rick for doing such a good job editing and making sure we're all staying busy and everybody's happy. Until next week, everyone, thanks so much.